everybody in their seats? Okay, now, every time we ask people what the most challenging thing about running a Toastmaster club is, we're always told it has to do with promoting the club, because most of us aren't very good at it. Today we have someone who's very good at it. Heather is going to present on promoting your club for membership growth.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Heather.
Are we awake?
Yes.
That's not too bad. Still having some people come on in. I have a question for you. I harp about this every single officer training. How many of you officers have been on to Toastmasters International site and looked up your club? Okay, who has not? All right, who said boo? Come on, louder, boo! Now, this is something that our district has had a problem with for many years. But it's not just our district, it's districts all over the world. I know this for a fact because I'm going out to Austin, Texas in January. And for a week, I thought, hey, I'm going out, I'm going to go look for some Toastmasters clubs. Well, I had a little difficulty because their links on Toastmasters International site went to dead websites. And their cell phone numbers went to people that were no longer members. Now, if someone's looking for your club, the first place they're going to end up is on the Toastmasters International website. So, if you have not done this, please, if you do nothing else today, go home and look that up and fix the information. Very, very important. Now, email the club is something that I would recommend in terms of advertising your club. Set up a Gmail account for your club. And the reason being multifold. One, any officers in your club can have access to that. And it can transfer. Other than every other year, someone is the point of contact for this. And then you have to go in every single year and change the email address. Gmail, you can also forward email requests to multiple email addresses. Plus, this phone number up here, you can set up something called Google Voice, which is a free, basically, phone number with voicemail that goes into Gmail. So you have an email address just for the club. You have a phone number just for the club. You can also use that Gmail address to use it for other social media, for other advertising that your club is going to use. So say that you went and you put your club meeting information into the Hartford Current online. Use that Gmail address and then it will be consistent for the incoming officers taking over for you. If you have a Twitter account, you have a blog, if you have any other social media, Google Plus for example, you can tie it into that, including YouTube. Now this is one of the other most important things. How many of you guys have looked at your club websites? Have you updated the information on them? Oh guys, that's not very many. I feel ashamed. Well, not that ashamed. But think about it. Someone is coming here, visit this website, and they're coming here. There's no information. Are they going to go further and try to track that information down online? No, they will not. This is the second most important key. It's a little different if you're a corporate club, but if you're an open club, you need to make sure this information is up to date and accurate. And it also needs to have more information. When, where, directions. And this is also super important. Update the information in there for a point of contact. It does not necessarily have to be officers, but make sure whoever is in here and contact us is going to call people back. Because Toastmasters is a lot like going to the dentist for the first time. Think about it. When you get a visitor into your club, do they really want to be there most of the time? No, they don't. If you call your dentist and the dentist doesn't call you back for an appointment, are you that inclined to follow up? No. Toastmasters is just like that. People know they need Toastmasters. Maybe their boss told them, you need Toastmasters. They know up here their little squirrel brain says, yes, we need Toastmasters. But if they submit something, if they email you or they call you and no one responds, are they gonna try again? Think dentist, no. So make sure people respond to this. And social media is a great venue for promoting your club. Corporate, not so much, but you can use a blog in many corporate cultures. There are all these social media channels out there to use for advertising. They're all free. And I'm now going to fit 2 hours worth of PR for your club into 15 minutes. Which are the best ones for clubs? I'm going to go through this really quickly. A blog. Why is a blog great for your Toastmasters club? Corporate, if they'll let you, and definitely for an open club. Free Toast 2, if you have a website through them, is horrible for search engine optimization. A blog is fantastic for search engine optimization. This is a blog post we wrote back in 2011 for Cromwell Toastmasters. When you Google things, this blog post still comes up. I believe it's on page 2, which isn't too shabby. It's free. They're easy to set up. YouTube. Take advantage of these tools. Why use YouTube? Excellent for search engine optimization. Think about doing some off-the-wall things with the little cameras that everybody has on their cell phones now. That little tripod piece I got from Amazon for $5. It just clips onto a tripod. Tape a couple of club meetings. Tape a speech. Tape someone giving their icebreaker and the evaluation. You can stitch them together. There's a free YouTube editor that you can use. And then tape a couple of speeches of more advanced people and tape their evaluations. Think of this from an advertising venue. Someone emails you. They don't provide a phone number, so you can't call them. They want to know, what is your Toastmasters club meeting like? Hey, check out this cool video of an average club meeting. You know, we have evaluators for our speeches. This is what happens. This is you giving an icebreaker for the first time. You're standing up there, and the evaluator is gentle. And then here's more advanced speaker. It's the same speaker maybe a year later that you taped. And their evaluator that's giving them feedback that they can use. So that person, that potential guest can see that, wow, look at the difference between this is somewhere where I'd start, this is what I can become. This is how the meetings are. Plus you can use those YouTube videos everywhere. You can embed them into your website, you can embed them into a blog, you can use them as content everywhere. And they're also super useful for members. You can have private videos. So say a member wanted to tape themselves and find out, like me, I pace a lot. Trying to work on that. I say no and so is my filler words. Taping them gives me better feedback because I can view that video privately and nobody can laugh at me. But I can also evaluate myself then. Facebook's another one. Very, very bad for search engine optimization. But very, very good for client retention, guest retention. That client thing slipped in there. But they are clients, technically, because you're servicing them. You, as club officers, are servicing your members. But it's a great place to post pictures. Again, those cell phones are so common. Utilize those. How many of you guys have agendas that are customized? How many of you have agendas that are branded with the Toastmasters logo? How many of you make the guests take them home with you? Yes. You're going out the door. Here, take the agenda with you. Oh, we got one. Now, this is a challenge when you have guests. And I could go into advertising the club, but realistically, and I want you to think about this, because I hear this from a lot of clubs that I talk to and a lot that I visit. We get a lot of guests, but not everybody comes back. How many of you guys have that happen? Okay. Why? In corporate clubs, it's a challenge because you only have an hour. You can't necessarily take 2 minutes to explain what every single rule is going to be. But some things are super important to tell people, to tell guests. Especially in a corporate club, if you do not have time, there are sheets you can print out and give to potential guests. If you don't want to keep reprinting them, put them in those little envelopes, put them in a laminator. Common acronyms, Toastmasters meeting rules. This is also helpful for consistency because if you have an open club and you do and you should go around and say, okay, you're the timer, what do you do? You're the grammarian, what do you do? And some people just say, oh, I'm the grammarian, I check for grammar. Well, wow, that's really super helpful, guys. But make it consistent and let people read this because it gives them more of an explanation. Now, just like in business, we are in the business of Toastmasters. Have you ever visited a club where you walked in and there's no cohesion in the club? I visited a club about a month ago where I walked into a room full of 15 people and I had 15 people look over at me and go, I felt so welcome. I mean, really. Does everybody in your club, when you have a guest walk in the door, look at that person coming in and smile? Because if you don't, you need to work on some stuff with your club. And think about that. Think about the next time you have visitors come in. You want to grab them and don't let them leave. You know, chain them to the table if you need to. But that's important. Getting them in the door is the first step. Retaining them so they come back is important. The handshake, as soon as you have time, maybe they come in late, make sure not just the VP of membership, everybody in your club needs to have, if they can, some touch point with that visitor. Go shake their hand, go smile at them, go look at them, do something. Say hello, wave. But this is important and people don't think about this. They have guests, they just let them leave. Did you collect their contact information? Did you say goodbye? Were you there to answer any questions? Because once you have them in the door, if you let them leave without getting that information, they're not going to come back. Even if it doesn't matter if you email them, if you call them, you're not going to retain them because you didn't give them that good first impression. Even if your club isn't that enthusiastic to start with, start smiling, guys. Because you actually feel better about yourselves at that point. I mean, think about it. I want everybody to smile. Really smile. Come on, smile. Yeah, I like that. You're faking it, but if you're starting to really smile. Now, listening is key.
That's big ears.
It is big ears. It is key to ask visitors, why did they come? Because not everybody comes for the same reason. And I'm going to mangle your name again. I'm sorry. Gaylord?
Yes.
Yes, almost got it. He did a great speech at the conference about the different types of people. And I wish you had time to talk about that here. But it's interesting because everybody comes to the meetings for a different reason. Not everyone will come back if you're targeting them all the same way. So you need to learn to listen and get several people listening to what they want. Because I guarantee, just like telephone with that old string in the cans, you'll hear one thing, Don will hear something else, and Andrew will hear something else. Don't just rely on one person's feedback of what that person that's visiting the club wants, because you'll all get something different out of that. Now this is a quickie. This is Free Toast Toast 2. It is not mobile friendly. If you're looking to target the younger generation, or quite frankly any generation now that looks things up on their mobile phone, you need to think about doing something with a website to appeal to people looking up Toastmasters on the phone. Toastmasters International is a mobile-friendly website. Free Toast Toast 2 is not. There's an alternative for this called Do the Mobile. There's several other options. These are free. Yep, Do the Mobile. If anybody's interested, I can send you guys the additional links. Set something like this up. It is free. It takes about 15 minutes. Once it's there forever. Yeah, it's on DUDA mobile.
Is it attached to Toasters?
No, it's completely freestanding.
So you have, okay.
You actually, it gives you some HTML code that you plug into the website and then it connects it.
Okay. And then you use both?
Yes.
And would one update the other?
No, not in this case, unfortunately. Get 2 hours and how many? I get the red card. All right, so think about this. Beginning, someone comes in, you want to be friendly. Think about when you go out to a restaurant, what do you remember? The last thing. How sucky, and I'm not supposed to say that because it's a blue word, how sucky was the coffee? Is that what you remember? Yes. If you got greeted when you came in, you got talked to, and then when you left, you got the horrible cup of coffee, what are you going to remember? You're going to remember the horrible cup of coffee. So make sure when those guests are leaving, ask for feedback. Very, very important. And make sure someone follows up with them. Now, how many of you guys have membership packets? Do you give the membership packets to guests?
Yes.
Okay, I want everybody actually to raise their hand that does do that. Okay. Now, membership packets are a pain in the neck to make. You can make them for under $2. The nice folders are $1 through Toastmasters. That's without the literature. I would really recommend a guest gets the same packet a new member does. Why? It's got the icebreaker speech in it. It's got contact information on it. It's got the Toastmasters magazine in it. And hopefully it's got a sticker here with your club's contact information. Because even if those people don't come back to your Toastmasters club, they're not going to throw away those nice folders. They're going to stick them in a drawer, and then 2 months from now, they're going to be digging around looking for something else, and they're going to get the guilt trip going and say, yep, I really should be joining Toastmasters. But give them information to take with them, even if they don't come back to your club. We had a visitor come to Enfield about a month and a half ago, and she brought some other people. We got a couple new members out of it. This is the last one. And she called me up about 2 weeks ago to say, I'm sorry, I'm not going to join your club because it's too much of a commute for me. But I was so impressed with the information that you had in the membership packet, I'm going to look for a closer club for me. So even if you're not directly gaining members, you're helping other clubs gain members. We are a team here. So that's super important. So thank you guys. I know I've run out of time. My apologies.
May I make one quick announcement that goes right with what Heather was saying? Great suggestion that works, I guarantee you. All over the country, for community clubs primarily. Have you heard of community television? I'm not talking public TV, community television. They're dying for content. They have people that are trained shooters and know deeply involved in the station. Call them up, have them come and do your meeting. Now you'll have a disc. Now you'll have the content, and furthermore, it goes out on the air. And the cost, $0.